We're day 10 of the lock-in series. Weighed in at 191.8 today. So not the low that I was expecting, but that's how it goes. When you reach a point like kind of like me where I'm at in my like fitness career, the things that were really so important to you back in the beginning, like they're kind of not that important anymore. Like, maybe one day I will bodybuild again in regards to like stepping on stage, but I know what that takes from a cardio commitment and from a dieting commitment, and it's just right now I'm just not there. Especially if I want to do as well as I would want to. Like, sure, I could just show up. But that's not the point when I do these things. The point is for me to look unreal, best I've ever looked, and to win, honestly. So like mentally for that kind of stuff, I'm just not there. I'm doing pretty well with this diet currently. I would give myself, I don't know, 85%. I went out with my wife the one day. So 10 days in, I think I'm doing pretty good. Of course, all the workouts are great. We're a third of the way in. And, well, what I was mentioning before about, like, the things that are less important now is just, like, this scale number. Like, I've mentioned this many times, but back in the day, man, like, if I didn't have a low weigh-in, dude, it would just destroy me. But, I'm at a point now where, like, I'm pretty much always pretty happy with how I look. It's just, maybe I can get a little bit tighter. For wrestling fans out there, it's like the difference between, like, you have Buff Bagwell, who was pretty juicy, and he looked great, but then you had Scott Steiner. I want to be Scott Steiner. So that's that's where I'm at. But anyway, we got a back day. We got a back day right now. I'm going to try to start off with pull-ups. The pull-ups are one of my favorite exercises, and there's been times when I really go crazy on pull-ups, and it usually ends up injuring me, generally in the form of tendonitis. But I've really laid off pull-ups because I had like some type of tricep strain, and every time I would grab the bar, I would just feel it like right here. Like to the point where it was so weak I couldn't even do one. So I'm like, you know what, let me just give it a rest. But it's feeling pretty good. I'm going to start off with the band. I might do them all with a band, to be honest with you. And then, maybe next week we will try with no band. But anyway, yeah, sick back day, about to go down. And then going to hit a little bit of abs, and I'm going to throw on some forearms at the end. So let's get into this workout. So we're going to start off with the extra thick band. Shooting for a set of 8 to 12. See how this feels. If it feels pretty good, might go up, but if it's a struggle, I'm just going to stay here. Get the pump. In the back felt really nice, contraction, but I do feel it a little bit in that tricep. I don't know what the heck that is. That was a little too easy, so I am gonna go with a lighter band. So let's get to it. Yeah, we're gonna go to another lighter band for the last set. And actually, I might just, there's only supposed to be 3 sets, so I'm gonna go heavy band, medium band, light band, and then actually, I might just do a quick set of like 6 to 8 maybe with no resistance. See how that feels. But nice. I am very happy about that. 8, probably could have pushed it to like 10 or 11 maybe, but 8 unassisted bodyweight pull-ups for the first time in months. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that for sure. And I'll just keep working. Maybe next week, try to do 2 working sets for just body weight and only maybe 1 band. Maybe I'll use the band just for warm-ups, and then in a couple of weeks, maybe a month, maybe I'll start adding weight again. So, all right, let's move on to the next. We got T-bar rows. Obviously, the old school setup, so let's get to it. Here's another little tip for all the home gym goers out there. Depending on your size and your height, and just like the functionality and design of some of your equipment pieces that you got, things might not always work out perfectly smooth. Me, 5'5" 3/4", baby, short king. Sometimes the machines aren't like ergo for me. So best thing that I did this a while back, $15, I got 4 of them. It's just cinder blocks, right? Cinder blocks. They can hold a lot of weight. I've used them for rack pulls, but right now I'm just gonna stand on them so that I can do rows on this machine. So it's just super helpful, because if I didn't have these, then the row pattern, like the row motion, it wouldn't be what I need. So something simple as just standing on cinder blocks, you can get them for $10, can really change up your workout. Also later on, I don't have it set up yet, but I'm gonna do seated rows on the floor, and I'm just gonna use these blocks to kind of push against with my feet so I can pull the weight. Anyway, let's get in these rows. Going pretty good. As you can see right here, this is my seated cable setup. So I'm sitting on this BOSU, got my feet planted against the cinder blocks. I got this pulley set up, just a loop strap around the bottom of my rack. Obviously you got the cable here, 2 cables. So that one's strung up to this one another loop strap above the top of the power rack, and then come down, and there is the weight. So pretty simple setup, pretty effective. This is the best setup I found for like cable, where the cable's got to be down at the bottom. You got to put the weight, attach it to the high pulley, attach it to the low pulley. That's kind of like the best way. So you can do rows, curls, tricep extensions, shoulder laterals, whatever, but that's kind of the best way. So anyway, let's do a set. And honestly, I'm happy that I found this setup because I really love seated cable rows, especially with the tight grip. I don't really love doing back stuff with the elbows flared. It's not my favorite. I like it with the elbows tucked and the shoulders down. That's kind of like my bread and butter there for back stuff. But yeah, feeling good. One more set here, and then we're moving on to single arm machine rows like this. Boom. Might superset these. We're on to the last two back exercises. We're gonna do a superset here. I already did the first set, but check this out. So this is a Mikolo side lateral machine. But honestly, if you get creative, it can be really versatile. So what I'm doing is, okay, you set it up low, you get this underhand like this, right? And you're just rowing like that. And it really mimics, a hammer strength, the machines where here's the row, you row it, side backs, hammer strength, whatever. It really mimics that great. I actually do a couple different exercises with this machine that are really not advertised, but yeah, they work great. So obviously you load it up on both sides, one arm at a time, and then I'm supersetting that with dual rope lat pullovers or lat pullovers. I keep these pretty light. Honestly, there's 40 pounds on there because if you go heavier, you have a tendency to stop feeling the stretch in the lats and you start feeling it more in the triceps, which isn't necessarily bad, but I want it all lats here. So let's do our last two sets, and then we have some core and some forearms, and that's going to be a wrap. All right, big stretch in the lat. Burn me alive inside. Had enough. Nice stretch.